Drum
Make sure
roll.
to make sure the camera all lined up and everything.
Alrighty.
All right. What's up, guys? I am super duper happy to say we are back with GilPod Season 3, Episode 1, bro. I got my first guest on the show today. Say your name, say what you're doing here. I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah, this is
Introduce
my boy.
yourself.
All right. For everyone who doesn't know, my name is Jake Lotan. I'm a good friend of Tyler Gill here.
That's me.
And I'm very honored to be on his podcast for the premiere episode of this season.
That's right.
I was very, very flattered when he asked me that last night.
Keep going. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, no, you go.
All right. I was going to ask Jake. I do this at least with everybody once during the semester when they come on the show. Tell everybody what grade you're in, if you're a commuter or resident, and talk about your involvement. What do you do on campus?
So that's kind of why I'm like, you know what, I'll let you go because I'm like, that was what I was gonna say, but then I'm like, I think that's gonna be the question. So yeah. Well, I am a junior like Tyler. However, unlike Tyler, I am a commuter, not a resident, and that plays into actually one of my big involvements on campus, which is commuter assistant or CA, depending on your preferred parlance. And making sure it's lined up. What's pretty cool about being a CA, among other things, is you get to host at least one event each semester. My first one was last Thursday, September 11th, a midday movie. For anyone who knows me, Tyler included, I'm a big fan of film, which factors into one of my other commitments. It was the new Marvel movie Thunderbolts, which by most accounts was a good movie. It was pretty popular.
Fantastic movie.
I really enjoyed it too. Seems to be that Marvel's having a bit of a comeback, and hopefully they keep that going with Doomsday and Brand New Day.
I totally agree with you, bro.
And so that was a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who showed up for that. I think I had one of my commuters there, but that's what's great. It doesn't just have to be people in your group. It doesn't even just have to be commuters. If it's an event that appeals to you, go to it. And I recommend that for all commuter events. CAs, all of the CAs will be having events throughout the semester. I don't know every single event off the top of my head, but I know CA Caroline is having a game night mid-October. My friend CA Filipos, fellow Iona Prep alum, he's having a crepe making event, I believe in November, which is pretty good. Now, especially because he was very vital in helping set up for my event, I'll definitely be there, help set up. I can't speak to how great I would be at making crepes, but I certainly enjoy eating them. So I'll be there for that.
Good.
And so, definitely it's a good job to have if you're a commuter, and you're interested in doing that down the line, certainly consider that. I'd say the only kind of thorn in my side, and I think Tyler said he had a little bit of this too, because he is on the e-board for Gab, is I do occasionally forget to clock out with my office hours, but I'm human. And then outside of the CA program, I am on the e-board for the Ionian. I'm the arts and entertainment editor. And actually, ironically, I'm going to be most likely getting some, article material, for lack of a better term, from both Tyler and
McKenna,
his girlfriend McKenna. So Tyler, what he'll be doing for me is in addition to an article I had in the first paper, which commemorated the life and career of Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. I will also be doing one in which the college students of today talk about, just his impact on our lives, taste in music, etc. I'm going to plan to use 4 different voices for that. So obviously Tyler, he'll be sending me his 100 to 130 words in the next couple days. Then also our friend Vinny, shout out Vinny, me of course, and then also I'm even going to do one student outside of Iona, my friend Elias, who Tyler's met, cool dude, and he's going to college in Florida Tech. So I know it's pretty far away, but he's a big fan like me of, classic rock, heavy metal, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it'll be good to hear that again. There'll never be another Ozzy. And then
No.
from McKenna's point of view, her and I, a commonality between the two of us is we're both watching the show on Netflix Wednesday, which um, is a very good show. If you like the Addams Family, Tim Burton, etc., it's definitely worth watching. Good mystery. Um, and I am waiting her article reviewing the second season. I'm very much looking forward to that because not only is McKenna a good friend, but I also just think it's good to get more people writing for the Ionian. And again, if you're interested in writing for the Ionian, please, doesn't just have to be my section. We need more writers and we need more readers. We have newsstands throughout campus. And additionally, our co-editors in chief, Michael and Morgan, shout out, two great people.
Mhm.
They have announced that we'll be, as opposed to the more sporadic nature of past, we are now going to be putting every single article on the website, so to make it more accessible to not only students but people outside of campus. So I'm looking forward to that. And even as editors, as e-board members, what's really cool is we can actually venture outside of our section. For instance, um, I submitted an article on the Yankees, my favorite sports team, which will hopefully be in the next paper. And that's actually really exciting to my dad, for instance, because he's also a big Yankee fan and he reads sports columns and whatnot. So that'll be pretty cool for him to see that. Um, but yeah, of the last paper, um, I wrote about some of the concerts I went to this summer, which Tyler probably saw through my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
I made them pretty known there. Saw 4 different concerts this summer. The first was Styx, which in my opinion is a heavily underrated band.
Mhm.
They have a lot of famous songs, "Come Sail Away," "Renegade," "Blue Collar Man." They were really good. They were really good. They're in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. That could be a way people remember them. Back in the movie Big Daddy, it was kind of a subplot.
Hmm.
I also saw. I went to a yacht rock festival where Toto, another underrated band, Africa, Hold the Line, Rosanna. Um, they were they were the headline of this yacht rock festival that we went to, and additionally, we saw from Christopher Cross and Men at Work, which is not a band that gets a lot of attention. Um, then the last 2 concerts, both of which were at the Garden, and my first 2 Garden concerts ever, although I'll talk about this in a few minutes, that's gonna change. Um,
Mhm.
um, were the 2 more famous, so I saw, um, Billy Idol, who's been a lifelong favorite of my mom's, and he's really good. This is my second time seeing him, but then I got to see, Joan Jett. She was the opener, but admittedly, I was probably more excited for her because um, I'd never seen her before, and she's just phenomenal. Great lyricist, great guitarist, definitely. And I plan to do this in an article, perhaps in March, because I know that's Women's History Month of the best women in rock. She's up there. She's really good.
Yeah.
And then I concluded it with seeing the Who, you know, which along with like Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, the Beatles, is kind of considered one of the progenitors of rock as we know it today. So they were really good. Um, and yeah, I also wrote about, of course, so a throwback movie, Reservoir Dogs, and of course my favorite movies of the summer, which included Fantastic Four, Superman, The Naked Gun, F1, and the new John Wick movie, Ballerina. All those are really good. So
Mm.
that's what I wrote about in the last paper. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm just trying to fill the
No,
time.
you're totally good, bro.
um,
Remember, this is also a conversational podcast
yes.
too, so you're telling me everything that
Yeah.
I don't even know about.
Oh, yeah. And
Also, another side note, by the way, the podcast name is literally "Oh yeah."
seriously,
I'm not even lying. I actually put that as the name.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
All for you, bro. All for you.
That's my guy right here. This is a good guy we got here.
Mm-hmm. Because you know what? This is college. You can do whatever you want.
That's true. That's true. And yeah, that's what I've been up to here as of late, outside of campus. thanks to our friend Billy and our friend Colin, the latter of whom doesn't go here, but still a good friend. I actually, like 2, 3 weeks ago, joined Knights of Columbus. So
Mm.
that's pretty cool. Catholic men just trying to do good works. It's a really good organization. We have a hospitality Sunday. Um, Obviously this Sunday, where we, help make, serve food after mass and whatnot. That should be pretty fun. Might even be helping out with the Columbus Day Parade in Yonkers. They do a lot of good things.
So your
Um,
phone's sticking out over here?
it is. I have
I'm
a. I
crying,
have.
bro.
I'll put it up here. I have a big phone. It's a Samsung.
My shorts used to be the exact same thing too.
Yeah, I dressed pretty fancy the last couple days because yesterday I had a lunch with relatives. The day before I had the Waterford dinner for Edmund Rice School graduate, Christian Brothers School graduates. So I'm like, it's a Friday.
Yeah.
Let's just do casual Friday today.
Yeah,
I got
for
my John
real.
Wick shirt here. I'm chilling.
Exactly, bro. I love that shirt, by the
Thank you.
way.
It goes hard, doesn't it?
It does go hard, bro. I'm literally just wearing a chill fit today too. A little bit newish. The Zumi shirt I've had for a
Nice.
year. The Empire jeans I just got a while back
I love
before.
the jeans. They're really
And
good.
then the new school Vans I've had for a minute.
Yeah, I've seen you wear those a lot, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're good shoes. It's a good
Exactly.
fit overall.
Or else I ain't gonna like that or not.
Not gonna like that, none.
Exactly. Get your butt out of here, bro.
Boy, you better get that out of here.
They don't know. They don't know about that lore.
There's a lot of lore
They don't know about that.
but it's funny for us.
Exactly. We were basically at a Gale Guide dinner,
Mhm.
and Jake, I remember we were both looking at reels, and at one point you were just like, "Get your," I'm not gonna say the A word, but get your butt out of here, bro.
Get your synonym for donkey out of here.
Exactly. I remember,
Donkey.
dude, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fun dinner. I remember that was right in the thick of final season. Since I'm a double major English history, I had a lot of writing assignments, but I'm like, I gotta pull out for this Gale Guy dinner. It might be the last time I see some of these people for a minute.
Exactly.
And I'm glad I did. I didn't regret it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, you mentioned how we were looking at reels too. I don't advocate for getting too addicted to your phone, but I have to admit, once you get down the rabbit hole of funny Instagram reels, you're there for a bit. It's fun.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that this semester started off super duper well too.
Yeah.
And
how's your semester been going? Let's talk a little bit about you.
Actually been pretty good so far. I've been getting all A's this semester. Our involvement has been good. We started back up with the play actually.
Yes.
And we are already about 25 to 30% like 25 to 30% already set with the show.
Mhm.
We already went through a lot of the practices for this week. And I'm really looking forward to doing it this semester because this semester show is The Wizard of Oz. And we have it established for homecoming weekend. I think the 25th to 26th. So definitely be there, bro.
Oh, I will be.
I'm gonna invite a lot of you guys to come see the show.
I may even
many
be
times as you can.
I have to speak with some of the folks there, but I may even be ushering again. I ushered last spring semester, and that was good. And in particular, I mean, all of the plays here have been fantastic. Everyone really does a great job. But I'm actually looking forward to this one in particular out of all of them because, when I was a little kid, I loved The Wizard of Oz. It's just such a great film, and it really did transport you to the world that they presented there. Oz, the Yellow Brick Road, the Munchkins, all that jazz. And then kind of a funny story with the Munchkins. I used to think the Dunkin' Donuts Munchkins were made it out of them, so I used to be scared to eat them when I was a little kid. But
That's so funny.
But no, it was a really good movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Brought to life here.
Good, bro.
At Iona, and so Tyler, you're in the ensemble, correct?
Yes, I am. And I'll get into a little bit of that in a section. We are going to take at least a 30-second break because I actually do have to do the ad break really quickly, guys. So I'm going to read announcements for week 1, which is on this paper. Interested in having your voice heard? Interested in hosting a show for WIUR? Email our president, Robbie Basil, or come by the station and we will help you get started. Have an announcement for a club or an event you would like to promote? Email President Robbie Basil or DM us on Instagram at WYUR underscore Gales Radio. I'll give you all a quick second for that. With your post or announcement concept. Interested in having an audio ad for WYUR or for WYUR Sports Broadcasting? DM us on Instagram with your concept or contact one of our e-board members who will help give out more information. Back to you. Okay, stop. All right. Welcome, guys, back to the episode. And we were talking about ensemble. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, so I was just, and again, some of you may see some of this in an article I have with Tyler next month, just like asking, like, I guess, just how's that been going for you, like your role, whatnot, you know. You wanna
So
talk about
right
that?
now, actually, pretty good. Yeah, I'm on the ensemble for it, and I do a lot of different stuff. Like I'm a crow, I'm a jitterbug, I'm one of the pollies,
Mhm.
and I have a lot of fun with the entire cast right now. And I think what I love about the Iona players, besides really just getting a role, is just really being a part of the community, man. Like I'm friends with literally everybody in that club, and there's not a single person who I do not like. That club has been family to me since the beginning, and I've been so comfortable with them since first semester.
Yeah, that's great. They seem like a really nice community, you know, like you said, a family. And yes, not to continue plugging the Ionian, but yes, I do plan to um, interview Tyler um, at some point. It'll probably be the first October article because, as Tyler said, the play will be premiering homecoming weekend. So I'll most likely want to get it out before that, which is for any semi-regular readers of the Ionian. They may remember that we did likewise back in the spring, back in late March,
Yeah.
right before Sideshow was about to release. And that, again, was also a very good play, very well put together.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I miss all those shows. Like during like the entire time throughout the time I've been here at Iona doing all of the Iona player shows, Rent became the very first show that I did. And I remember when I was in auditions, Kelly was asking me, Tyler, are you fine playing a gay character? Tyler, are you fine with playing somebody that's in the LGBTQ? Tyler, are you fine wearing like a crop shirt outfit? And I was like, yeah, go for it.
Mhm.
Theater kids are gonna have to do that at some point.
Right.
And then I got in there as the ensemble, 12th night as the ensemble. You're in Town was a little bit of my breakout role. I played Tiny Tom, and
No,
then
no shorter than yesterday.
unless I've grown, and then Sideshow Ensemble, Wizard of Oz Ensemble, and next semester is Sister Act.
Ooh, that's a good one. I also, not to sound like a broken record with Wizard of Oz, I do remember that movie as a kid too, with Whoopi Goldberg in the lead role, and um, yeah, that was good. I even remember actually the church near my house, Sacred Heart, which by the way has young adult masses once a month. Um,
Mhm.
the high school there did a play of Sister Act, and that I saw that and it was very good.
After Sister Act, by the way, don't tell anybody. Sweeney Todd. So
Channeling Johnny Depp.
that has not been officially announced, but it is our next show after Sister Act.
So that's it. That actually.
It's already a small leak. Nobody knows about that though.
All right.
It's a secret. It's a secret. Right, Pookie? Anyways.
So yeah. That actually kind of conjures another question in my mind. And maybe it's one I should say for the article, but I'm already starting it now. So that if my math is correct, um so next semester Sister Act, and then there's one last semester, I won't repeat it. Or excuse me, first semester of next year, which would be your senior year. So
Mhm.
then that leads to spring semester senior year, which would obviously be most likely your last play here. Is there one that you want to see for for
Ooh,
that? Like one
that's
that
a
you just want
good
to
question.
like cap it off with, be like, I'm ending with a bang, you
Because
know?
I already know the rest of the shows for next semester, and the only reason why I know Sweeney Todd is the next show is because it was already announced it was already told by a few of the people that I actually already know that are in players. I just haven't told everybody this just because this is something that hasn't been officially announced yet,
Right.
but still in the makings. Kelly does want to do it, and I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to it. So Sweeney Todd is the next show. And I have to say, every Iona Players show we've done has been absolutely out of the performing arts' mind, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like, we are about to have munchkins as like children come into the show. We are already about to have Sister
Wait.
Act.
So you're gonna have actually children like
Like kids are actually coming into the show.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
I
gonna be
did
the
not know
munchkins,
that.
which I actually kind of appreciate, to be honest, because that's
Sure.
like on their way to success for Broadway, bro.
It gives some authenticity to it. I will say
Exactly.
that.
And Sister Act makes so much sense. Like Kelly and Jason want dark comedy, they want horror, they want supernatural, they
Right.
want fantasy. This is exactly what we are talking about right here.
Yeah, so horror and supernatural. I was gonna suggest like, you know, Elf at some point, but I guess that doesn't fit into that.
Well, we could actually do that for like
Yeah, you could do that. Like
for like the freaking fall semester, bro. They're gonna put me as Buddy the Elf, bro.
come on, bro.
Oh
You'd be
my
a great Buddy
gosh.
the Elf.
Gonna put me
Your hair almost looks like it too. Like if it was a little curlier, but the color is like there.
It would be really cool to do Matilda the musical too,
Sure.
actually.
Matilda actually, I've only been to, believe it or not, I've only been to Broadway twice, and that was actually the first of 2 plays I saw on Broadway. It was a 5th grade field trip, and that was a good play. And hey, if we could actually get Danny DeVito for the dad, let's do that. No, I'm kidding. But no, that was a good play. That was good.
I hope either that or I hope we get to do In the Heights.
I've you know, for a big like film fan that I am, I know that's been a popular like
Show it's by itself.
That's been a popular, piece. I actually am not very familiar with it. I've just recognized it by name. So I don't know if you know much of it. If you want to like fill me in on that.
So In the Heights is about this kid that grew up literally in Washington Heights.
Okay.
And every scene he looks at this picture of him and his family in vacation, and the one phrase that he says is "best day of my life," because it was I think during the time where I think like I don't want to correct me if I'm wrong on this. Anybody that's watching, I think it was a family vacation, or I think it was like some family's wedding that he went to. I could be wrong about that, but he basically works in a deli. And I think part of it is that he also wants to be like a dancer, a performer. And because of Washington Heights, it's like a very like ethnic, like it can be a very dangerous area.
Right.
And part of their will there is to just kind of survive.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lin-Manuel Miranda's show.
Oh,
He was
sure.
the one
Yeah.
that
Hamilton, right?
he was the one that yes, he was the one that made it. And so did Hamilton, and so for Hamilton too. And he played Hamilton.
Yeah. I remember Lin-Manuel Miranda. He was on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm one time, and that was kind of funny. Of course, as with everyone, he was at odds with Larry, but yes.
I saw Lin-Manuel. I never got to meet him, but I've seen him in the city before, actually. Because
really?
do you know the actor Anthony Rapp from Rent?
I think I've heard you mention him before. I don't remember him outside of that.
So Anthony Rapp does a one-man show called Without You, which my dad is actually the bass player for the background. And Lin-Manuel actually went to go see the show at the time, and he was in the city.
That's really cool.
Yeah, my parents got to meet him. I never really got the chance to. I've just seen him in the city before.
I'm sure that was a good experience for him.
Yeah.
Excuse me for them, but for him too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
really
met
cool.
him, and in the city as well. I know this is off theater related, but I actually met Ralph Macchio over at Comic-Con.
I didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day. How was that? He seemed like a cool
dude.
guy.
It was so cool actually because I met him. I got to meet him in person, and Mateo wanted a picture with him. My friend Mateo, and he didn't really have enough money, so a guy like right behind him actually paid for Mateo's picture, and they got a picture together. It was so sweet. Mateo was gonna pay in cash, and Ralph Macchio was just like, "Hey, don't even worry about it, bro." He genuinely is such a nice guy in real life.
I pay in cash for that picture too. Daniel's son. But
And I'm also a pretty big Karate Kid fan
oh
too.
sure. I have you been watching? I know it's technically over now for about 6 months, but have you watched Cobra Kai?
I've watched every single
I love that
episode.
show.
I've seen every Karate Kid movie. I've seen all of the seasons, and
Mhm.
I saw Karate Kid Legends, which I thought was okay. I didn't like it that much, to be honest
I
with
saw
you.
that too. It
Um,
was all right.
I think they could have done a lot better with it.
Yeah, um, but yeah, on the
The
thing of
Johnny appearance at the end was actually pretty sweet,
that
though.
was the best
That
part of
was
the
a
movie.
that was a Cobra Kai reference for sure.
That was the best part of the movie. But yeah, that movie it could have benefited from being a little longer too. It felt kind of rushed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Um, but yeah, one kind of cool thing about um Cobra Kai is, it's one of those shows that kind of just like came like a bat out of heck, to paraphrase Meatloaf. And like everyone thought like, oh, they're trying to revive a, you know, cheesy trilogy from the 80s. This is gonna be terrible. And it ended up being one of the best shows ever made. I
10
mean,
out of 10 show.
it's, good drama, good comedy from
Amazing soundtrack too.
Johnny. I have to admit, I kind of relate to Johnny Lawrence, and admittedly, somewhat of a superficial level. But we're both blonde people with JL initials, and
That's why I
um,
was gonna say
we're-
superficial
yeah,
too, because
we're-
you look like him.
right. I look like him. Granted, my hair is not as blonde as it used to be, and the actor who plays him, William Zabka, he has like me a Czech last name, Lotan
Low
Zabka.
10. So yeah.
So kind of a funny thing there. And he's also really cool like me. But no, and that was I remember that I did review the last season of that show for the Ione, and actually because Netflix does this thing now where it puts shows in multiple parts.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, exactly.
Mhm.
Wednesday it came out in 2 fragments.
Yeah.
So they put since it was the last season of a really anticipated show, they even put it in 3 parts. And the last part came out when I was
What
home.
show is this?
Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
The last part came out when I was um, home in February with the flu, and so that actually made that experience better for me. That's how great that show is. That kind of made me go through it better. When I wasn't pounding vitamin waters. But yeah, no, it was a good show, and that's really cool that you got to meet Ralph Macchio.
Oh yeah.
I've never been to Comic-Con myself. I have always wanted to go. Maybe this year we'll see.
Yeah.
I've heard that when it's happening, which is I think the second weekend of October,
Mhm.
Charlie Cox of Daredevil fame is rumored to be there.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. We actually have a friend, Jack Licchio, who's going there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, it is cool when you meet famous people and they're nice to you. You might be familiar with the actor John Voight.
Yes.
The picture's actually on my Instagram. It's tiny little Jake next to John Voight, who's like 6'5" or whatever.
Crying.
But he was filming the Showtime series Ray Donovan, which is a very good show for anyone who hasn't watched it. Very good drama.
Mhm.
They were filming right up the street from my house. In fact, my house was actually considered as one of the locations for it, but ultimately passed
Yeah.
down. And so I heard he was going to be in the area for filming. So naturally, being the old soul that I was, having loved John Voight movies, Midnight Cowboy, Mission Impossible, I'm like, Mom, we got to go see if he's there. She's
Mhm.
like, I don't think he's going to be there, Jake. No, he was. And
He
so
was,
we got a picture with him. I said, Mr. Voight, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, absolutely you can, young man. Come on over here. And is really cool. He's also a big Christian too. So my mom said, by the way, we really appreciate how in touch you are with your faith. And he says, right on. And so that was
Amen, bro.
that was cool. And so yeah, that was really wholesome. And then I met some famous people recently, semi-famous. At the San Gennaro Festival, which is actually featured in the last Karate Kid movie. I got to meet very briefly Joe Piscopo, the actor and radio host who was the Grand Marshal of the parade, and actually mayoral candidate Curtis Sliwa was there. He was very friendly. And I know you actually went the next day. So if you want to talk about that, you could.
Yes, I
imagine you had
did.
fun.
I did go to the Feast of St. Gennaro. I went on this past Sunday. to the feast, and I went with Pete, McKenna, Brooke, and Elena, and we met Pete's dad there along with a couple of other
Shout out
people
Joe.
from his family. Joe is a good guy.
Good dude.
And it's
So is
actually
Pete.
funny because I knew of Pietro Lardi a little bit before campus started. And it was really more mainly because my dad actually works with Joe Zalardi's friend Joe, who we've been friends with for a long time. And we
Mhm.
basically know the exact same person.
Mhm.
And he's an absolute character for sure. You got to meet him one day, Joe. He's nice.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
But and Pete can tell you the same thing too. He's a good guy in real life. Really, really sweet.
Well,
And Italian.
That's big, especially if you're going to San Gennaro.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you and Pete and Pete's father, all good people. If you can vouch for him, then I'm sure he's a good guy. you know?
Absolutely.
And yeah,
Let's talk really quickly. Coffee house. What did you think last night?
I had mentioned that beforehand. That's going to be on the agenda.
Sorry, you go first.
Well, what were you going to say?
I
You're the
was going to
host.
say, bro, I want to put on a video actually of the show, and I want to put on a video on my phone of the recording actually.
Yeah, actually, for anyone who follows me on Instagram, any of you 431 people, you probably saw the video I posted on my story of my boy.
These were all the CMs. That was Andrew. That was they were doing a Backstreet Boys cover.
Is that I Want It That Way?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened there?
Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh, rest in peace, her brother.
This is reference from a TV show.
Okay.
This was Tristan and Jen. This was the Nightingales. I forgot about this picture.
Shout out Lucas.
He sent me this after the show, and someone took a picture. Oh, this is me. This is when I got called up. Dude, my All Saints shirt was fire, bro. Yeah. No, that was you and Pete.
We do another one at the end, by the way.
You know, the more I hear my name, the more I'm like, oh my gosh.
And it hypes you up too.
No, I try to have a lot of humility for it. It's hard.
Well, I'm saying it's cool to hear people shout your name and be happy for you. Be excited.
Wait, hold on.
Everyone hear the guitar? Here we go.
That was a Joe Gatto moment.
Oh, that was in
Here we go. Guys, this is my performance of what I've done by Linkin Park. The camera audio sounds so awkward, bro.
Because it's an amalgamation of like all different sounds,
Yeah, because it sounds so different when you hear it live.
Because we're not in a radio booth with like soundproof area.
I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Directed by Michael Bay.
Oh yeah, sorry, I had to do it. That is true though. Like you'll see the Instagram reels of like Joe Biden or someone just like walking, and then like you see them look back like this, and then it cuts to the music.
Yeah,
I love those. It's funny.
I love the memes, bro.
Again, reels are the best.
My voice has gone so much better.
But you've trained it. You've been doing this for a bit now, and that's just great. Yeah, that was awesome. And then that was, and I'm a little biased here. That was my highlight of the night. Another really good component last night, another really good performance was Kevin Hayes doing Aerosmith, Dream On.
Dude, that was so good.
And that's one of my favorite songs ever. So for me, that was really cool to see. I didn't know that was happening. I didn't get a program beforehand. I didn't, outside of what you were doing, I didn't know of any of the songs or performances. So that was a nice surprise for me, and he did really well with that. So shout out to both Kevin and Tyler. And there were other good performances too, like Johnny Sanguina doing Luke Combs.
Thank you.
No, thank you. But no, that was a lot of fun. That was my first ever coffee house attending. Fun fact.
Oh,
And that
really?
Yeah, I'd never been to any of the other ones. Just live vicariously through, photos and posts and whatnot. And I'm glad I did go. And it makes me not only want to go again, but who knows, maybe even do something down the line. Maybe like sing a song or something. Like, I mean, hey, don't stop believing. That's a great karaoke.
That's a
song.
great karaoke
You
song,
know?
bro. It'll be
Um,
a good song to do live.
yeah,
I know how to play guitar on that too.
Yeah, so he could help me out. I haven't touched a guitar in 5 years, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But
Yeah.
vocals I could probably do. So perhaps a Jake Lotan performance down the line. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
And you want to do Miss Jackson with Pete next
yeah,
year.
Pete and I joked about that. The Outkast song Miss Jackson, and they're actually getting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame later this
That's
year.
awesome, bro. I love Outcasts.
And so we joked about that. I don't know if we'll actually do that. We'll see.
You guys should.
But at the very least, I think I'll want to do something, whether that or something else eventually. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And you and Pete should do something for Coffee House. And even if it's with me to like accompany for a guitar,
Yeah.
I could totally join you guys.
Oh, the group things are very good too. I mean, for instance, we got a nice boy band going, Backstreet Boys. That was pretty good.
Excuse me.
Now
yeah.
next semester we got to do someone. We got to get someone doing bye bye bye. Maybe even someone.
Bye.
Maybe even someone dressed up as Deadpool. I don't know.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
Yeah.
No, you will be cool if an actual band does that song, but the background or like one of the scenes is like Deadpool fighting against the other like human beings from like the Deadpool and Wolverine
like
movie.
the TVA, I think that.
And
is.
like that could be like the background. Like somebody could actually dress up and like do a fight scene.
Hey, we're giving you great material.
Oh my
This
god,
is-
that's actually such a good idea.
This is awesome coffee house fodder, guys.
The only issue I have though is that I feel like it would overpower what the performance is. That's why I didn't put the Transformers track in the back. A couple people asked me, being like, "Yo, next time put a track in the back." I didn't do that or like a video in the background just because I feel like it would have overpowered the performance. I just wanted to be more based on me and what I was doing. That's why I didn't put like directed by Michael Bay or like the Transformers
As
scene.
funny as that would have been.
Yeah.
You don't want to distract from what's center stage, because that's why you're there. That's why what you're looking to see.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know there's some nice talks, including from McKenna, about like the mission trips. So that's very admirable what you guys do. Hopefully that encourages some people to sign up.
Yeah. So the few references I had while I was doing the show, the Joe Gatto, here we go. That was like before his punishment in one of the episodes. And then the thanks for the claps, y'all. It's like just a regular rock star audience feedback.
Oh yeah.
And then afterwards, the thank you came from Brendan Urie saying thank you after his like Panic at the Disco songs from like the first album when he was live. So I like to add a little bit of like pop culture references into my songs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That makes it more engaging. for the audience.
And every song I've done has been at least somewhat of an alt rock song. Like I remember for Coffee House first semester, I did Basket Case.
Oh,
Second
Green Day,
semester,
nice.
I did Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins.
Good one.
And then third semester was third semester for sophomore year,
So
like
that'd
my
be
first
semester
semester,
of sophomore
yeah,
year.
was I Want to Hold Your Hand. And then the semester afterwards, ooh, what did I do for Coffee House last semester? Oh, I'm actually blanking. Oh, Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Nice.
And then I did What I've Done by Linkin Park, which I Want to Hold Your Hand is obviously not an alternative rock song, is 100% like a classic rock song, just from it being from the 60s.
Yes.
But
Yes.
still, I thought it was fitting just because I started dating McKenna prior back a few months before, and I thought it would be really nice to commemorate a song for her in our
No,
relationship.
that's very sweet. Again, a lot of times when you um like make a song, it's often indicative of where you are at that point in your life. What you're feeling. Um, I mean, for instance, like it's kind of a running joke. There's like millions of songs named after women because a lot of times the artists they're in a relationship or whatever, and they um, do it based on that.
Mhm.
"Sweet Child of Mine," Guns N' Roses, one of the best rock songs ever, maybe even the best of the '80s. Um, Axl Rose was in a relationship at the time. That's what it's based on. You
Yeah.
know?
I think next semester, my next performance for Coffee House, I'm actually gonna do a poll. I'm gonna think of some songs that I may potentially want to do, and then I'm probably gonna put on like social media and ask people, "Hey, y'all, what should I do for Coffee House next semester?" And it can be between like A, B, C, and D.
Do you have a few that you're like honing in on, or are you like keeping that under wraps for
Yes,
now?
I actually do. Actually, I'll announce a few of them right now.
Yeah,
Do you want
go
to hear
for
them?
it. I do.
So, letter A is "Dear Maria, Count Me In" by All Time Low.
Okay.
Um, letter B right now is "My Friends Over You" by Newfound Glory.
Mhm.
Um, letter C right now is hmm, what would I put as letter C? I would potentially put "My Hero" by Foo Fighters. Um,
I already found my favorite.
yeah, and then letter D would be hmm. I'm trying to think here. I don't know what I would do for letter D.
You could always just have it at 3,
I
actually.
Write Sins Not Tragedies by Panic at the Disco.
Okay. Well, honestly, for me, um, me personally, I like one of the last 2, maybe more leaning towards Foo Fighters, but,
Mhm.
um
Maybe I Write Sins might be the next song I might do
okay.
just because I do like playing that song in a different key.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, yeah. So like I said, if I do something, what I would do, especially because I'm not too instrumentally gifted, like for me personally, if I were to do something next coffee house or maybe even just save it for senior year and on a bang, would probably be something more ballad based. Like I said, Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing would be
Um,
great.
I'll Be There for You by Bon Jovi. Um, you know, um,
Ooh, Creep by Radiohead.
Creep by Radiohead. That's a really good one.
Interstate Love Song by
Interstate
Stone
Love
Temple
Song by
Pilots.
STP.
Yeah. Or
Um,
Man in the Box by Alice in
Man in the
Chains.
Box.
Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden.
Yeah, no, there's watching or Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan and Guns N' Roses, whichever one you prefer.
I rather the Guns N' Roses version.
I do
I'm not
too.
a I'm not I don't really like Bob Dylan that much. I like his music, but
I'm the,
as a person himself, I didn't think he was really the greatest person in my opinion.
right. Yeah, that's the whole thing that can be tough for a lot of people, like art from artists. And I think that's a case where it's like dependent on each. For some, it's easier. For others, less so.
Mhm.
But yeah, you know, because there's a lot of good ballads out there. And I could go all day. I mean, Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison.
Californication by Red Hot Chili
Red Hot
Peppers.
Chili.
You could,
They have a lot of songs you could do for sure.
you could do Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Come as you are. And that's a good one.
I was gonna say Sugar, we're going down by Fall Out Boy, but the lyrics might not be really appropriate to sing. I'm not gonna sing what the lyrics
Yeah.
are, because it's not school appropriate. I think Helena by My Chemical Romance would be a great one too.
Sure.
I said Panic at the Disco, I Write Since Not Tragedies. I
Mhm.
think another good one would be um I'm trying to think of classic rock songs. Hotel California
Hotel
by
California.
Eagles.
I was actually just listening.
Freebird.
Freebird. Well, see, that would be one where you'd have to jump in because you're the guitarist.
Mm.
And then I was actually listening this morning to Stairway to Heaven, phenomenal song. But again, that involves a lot of collaboration. So maybe we'd have to do that together. But
There's right now actually in Guitar Center 2 songs that are the forbidden guitar riffs.
Stairway's one of them.
Stairway
Isn't
to
it?
Heaven, and what's the second one?
Hmm.
It also starts with an S. I'll give you the chords: F, A major.
Smoke on the Water.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Well, actually, that is one of them. Yes, that wasn't the
Okay.
one I was thinking of. That is one of the forbidden guitar riffs.
Great
The
song.
down,
Great
down,
song.
down, down, down,
Dun,
down,
dun,
down, 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 down. Okay, I'll just give you the other one.
Yes.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, there's again though, lots of great rock songs out there. I mean, and then speaking of music, bringing it a little more modern, uh, one thing that Tyler and I are really excited for, is I think I could say it.
Maroon 5.
Yep.
Sorry,
No,
it came out.
you're absolutely good. Today, in fact, today is the 19th. Exactly 2 months from today, we'll be seeing them at Madison Square Garden, right around this guy's birthday.
It'd be a good after birthday present.
Right? And so I'm really excited for that. I know Tyler, like me, is a Maroon 5 band. I was gonna say they were like one of the few modern bands that I like, but it's almost hard to call them modern because they've been around for at least like 20,
No,
25 years.
they're modern. Because the thing about modern rock is that it exactly exemples the time of the 90s to the 2010s.
Okay.
That's modern right there.
Fair enough. But because I was looking up something the other day because they were really, I would say, more popular like in the 2010s. I was looking up something the other day. I was shocked when I read this. Apparently, they technically formed in like '94, but they were under a different name. They didn't go by the Maroon 5 banner until about 10 years later.
Yeah, they're a different band. I don't remember the name.
It was Karis Flowers was the very first one.
Yes.
And then I think there was something in between. And then obviously, like I said, in the 2000s, right around when we were born, they settled on Maroon 5. And again, it's just when I say I should clarify when I say modern, it's compared to some of the other bands I've seen. Like I've seen Kiss 6 times. I've seen AC/DC, Billy Idol twice, the Rolling Stones, so stuff like that. They're relatively modern in comparison to those, and that's why I'm excited because it's like I hear a lot of my friends and whatnot talk about seeing bands of today. And I haven't related to that as much, and this is like kind of that bridge for me. And moreover, I can't speak for Tyler. I've never seen Maroon 5. Have you seen them?
I have not.
Yeah.
No.
So that's going to be cool for us. The very first song of theirs I was familiar with. This came out when I think I was in first grade. I want to say was "Moves Like Jagger," and my mom, shout out mom, she really liked the song, and so we watched the video. And I don't know if y'all remember Vivo. We watched it on the.
That's still around.
It's still around. Okay.
Yeah, Vivo's still around. Okay. That's the music video labels.
Well, we watched that on the Vivo thing on YouTube, and I was dancing to it. I was really getting into it. And yeah, they're a really talented band. And then a few years after that, like 3 years later in fourth grade, is when 5 came out, or something. I've heard some people call it V, whatever you prefer. Like that had some really great tunes there. I remember, Animals, I love. It's probably my second favorite song of theirs after Moves Like Jagger. And then also you have Sugar, Maps. And again, all of those songs were just, being sung nonstop by my peers when I was in 4th grade. So that was a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this concert. It's gonna be a good one.
A little music fact: Vivo is kind of a broad music video category that's used by influential major label companies.
Mhm. So we got the behind the scenes stuff.
Fun fact: not every band allows Vivo to be on their spotlight, just because a couple of bands, by the name of like Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco or 21 Pilots or Paramore, they want to keep their labels separate, so then they're not on that huge market. They wanted to do their own thing. I think Pete Wentz originally did not want them towards Vivo,
Mhm.
but Fall Out Boy ended up getting on Vivo because they weren't signed by Field by Ramen anymore.
Mm.
Because Field by Ramen back at the time actually used to be a very independent pop punk minor label company that wasn't as popular. Vivo wasn't even around at the time yet.
Mm.
They didn't get the rights to Vivo until 2009 because that's when it started.
When did Vivo start?
2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because of how huge Fall Out Boy got, they weren't even a part of Field by Ramen anymore because they became like these major pop figures that wanted to travel the world, do charity, play at performances. And Pete Wentz became like the star of it, but he's not even the singer. He's the bass player for the band. He just happens to be the most popular person. Because
Right.
Fall Out Boy got huge. Like they were one of the biggest bands in the 2000s.
Yeah, Centuries, that's a great song. That's, in my opinion, one of the better songs of the 2010s. And then also, Uma Thurman was pretty good. I don't know if this is I don't know the background of the song. I don't know if this is why this song was made, but one of the lyrics is she loves to dance like Uma Thurman. It makes me think of
It's like Uma Thurman, bury me until I confess.
it. It
She
makes me.
wants to dance like Uma Thurman, but she can't get you out of my
Oh,
head.
yeah. But it makes me
I can
think.
keep going. I know the whole song by
It's
heart.
a great song, and it makes me think. Again, I don't know if this is why it was made, but it makes me think of the scene from Pulp Fiction when her and John Travolta are, dancing in that old timey diner, and she's doing like the weird kind of movements. Again, my guess is that's what that's in reference to, but that's cool. So now I always
Do you
associate
wanna-
the song with the movie and vice versa.
You want to know another fun fact about that song?
What's that?
So Uma Thurman, you know the
Yeah.
that was taken influentially by the Munsters theme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Hey, but now that I think about it, now that you say that, I see it now.
yeah,
So
it's
it makes
it's
sense.
literally the Munsters theme song, like the intro.
Mm.
And I just thought that they've been a very, very good band. Like I love all their like mainstream 2000 stuff. Like Sugar We're Going Down is a popular
Good
song.
song.
Dance Dance, Thanks for the Memories.
Mhm.
This ain't a scene, it's an arms race. Like that was Fall Out Boy for me when I was growing up, like playing Guitar Hero and all that stuff, which
Mhm.
happens to be my favorite video game of all time.
Yeah, I've been in Tyler's dorm quite a number of times, and I see the big plastic guitar on the side, and that makes me think we got to do that one time. We got to play that one time.
We definitely can try to. It's hard because I don't think that my Wii is unfortunately compatible with the Roku because the adapter does not align with it. The adapter works, just it doesn't work for that TV.
Okay, well, we'll figure something out. If not, we'll just play regular guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember because as I indicated earlier, I'm a huge Kiss fan. So I remember at Guitar Hero, I don't have it anymore. When I was much younger, so I would do Detroit Rock City quite a bit. That's even though not their most famous song, that's probably the one that's done on guitar the most, probably. Um, and yeah, and Kiss, I do have to give them a shout out. They're actually, fun fact, they're going into the Kennedy Center Honors this year, which is very prestigious. And I'm very excited for that. That ceremony is going to be the day after my birthday. A nice little treat for me. But they're the band that got me into classic rock. When I was driving in the car with my mom when I was like 5, she passed by I Was Made for Loving You, and I didn't know how to say play that song again or play that rock song again. I just said, "Mommy, play the fast one again." And she played it. I really liked it, and she's like, "You like that? They have some other good songs." And then I'm like, "Can you take me to see them if they're in town?" And sure enough, a few months later, I saw them at PNC. Again, I was 5, and that's again the reason I like the music I do. Kiss, AC/DC, Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses, all that stuff.
That's
you know?
amazing.
Yeah, kind of a cool story.
Amazing. I would love to this for this podcast to keep continuing. Unfortunately, though, we are actually out of time right now, Jake. I appreciate you for being my guest on this episode. So I think, as you usually know, throughout like the end of my episodes, what I like to do before time is up is do a little prayer before we leave. And um, I'm usually the one that does it first, but I actually want to let you take the lead on it this time.
Okay,
All
cool
right,
beans, cool beans.
you ready?
Yeah, so I think like when I've led prayer with us before, I think I've done Lord's Prayer, Our Father, which is great. But maybe this time shake things up. We'll do a Hail Mary.
Do whatever you want,
All
bro.
right.
Go for
Well,
it.
let's begin. We'll place ourselves in the presence of God, in the name of the Father,
Father,
Son,
Son,
and
and
Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. God, I just also want to say before we finish the podcast, thank you for a lovely prayer, Jake. And thank you, God, for bringing us together on this podcast. And let the shows continue running smoothly and let our e-board be super successful with podcasting and broadcasting this semester. And in your name we pray, amen. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. All right, bro. Thank you for coming on the episode. And guys, I'm proctoring my own show out. My phone's right here. I will see you guys next week.
Bye, y'all. Oh, yeah.